Good morning. Welcome to this midweek edition of Thank God It's Monday. Just something I had to get the word. I couldn't wait till next Monday. So I want to challenge you this midweek as you're in the midst of your week, whatever that looks like. I want to challenge you from Matthew 23. And this is specifically really, it's a word for everybody, but specifically for those of you that call yourself Christian. Here's what Matthew 23 says, and this is Jesus, okay? He gathers a crowd and his disciples, and he says this. He says, "The teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat, so you must be careful to do everything that they tell you to do." He gathers, he has an audience, and he says, hey, these people, these religious leaders, and in that context, he would be saying these religious leaders that I've had a lot of problems with, and that you can see them, they've come after me, and I've had some issues with them. These religious leaders, you need to listen to them, because they actually know the law, and that law comes from God. It reflects the character of God. They know the law, and it says they sit in the seat of Moses. They've been given authority by God. So listen to them, to what they say, okay? They have the truth, okay? They speak the words of life. Listen, but then he says this, but he says, don't do what they do, for they do not practice what they preach. He says, listen to them. They have the right things to say. They speak the right words, the truth, God's given truth. But then he says, don't watch their life, and don't copy their life. Don't emulate their life. Don't live like them. Ooh. Imagine with me, those of you that are parents, Jesus sitting down your children. For me, it would be Jesus sitting down with Emily, Hannah, Leah, and Ethan, putting them on a couch, a long couch, and saying to them, you know, your father knows the truth. Okay, he knows what's right and what's wrong, and so the things that he speaks to you, he has authority in your life and in this home. So listen to what he says. But as far as following your father's life, don't live the way your dad lives. Imagine that as a parent. Some of you that have authority in the workplace, imagine Jesus setting down those under your authority and saying that she has the truth. She knows what's right and wrong. She's been given authority here, so listen to her. Listen to her. But in regards to how she lives her life, don't live the way she lives. It's not good. Imagine some of you maybe in ministry, and Jesus sitting down your flock or the people in your church or in your ministry, whatever that may be, and saying, you know what, listen to what he or she has to say. Okay, they know the Scripture, and they bring the Scripture to you, and that's good. But when it comes to living out the Scripture, don't live it out the way that they live it out. Imagine that. And again, it's not, Jesus isn't condemning the fact that they know the law. He says, here's what he says. They tie up heavy, cumbersome loads, put them on other people's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to lift a finger to move them. See, Jesus says that the deficit here is that they lack not knowledge, but they lack love and compassion and grace for other people, for other human beings created in the image of God. Summary. Jesus is saying, not Todd, Jesus is saying that in my economy, the law is important. Okay, the law is important, and we need to pay attention to the law, listen to the law, and live the law. But here it is. But what's more important is that we be men and women who have love and compassion and grace for other people. Okay? It's not that he's saying that the law is not good, okay, or not right, or not important, that obedience is not important to God. No, he's saying it is important to God. And what he's saying is his ultimate obedience to God is not by knowing and doing what is right and what is wrong. It's by loving other people. It's by extending grace to other people. It's by having compassion for other people. He says, do this. So may it be so in your life, and may it be so in mine.